If you get caught out, you're an idiot.
If you get a speeding fine or any type of fine, then you're an idiot. I don't know who this person is, but they must be important. I think I got my first coin which had the king on it. 50-cent piece,
Yeah.
one of them. Don't know how I feel about it, so I should probably move countries.
If you have a burning desire to go see a statue of a little boy having a was, perfect.
Actually, if you're vegetarian, go to Brussels.
No?
Why would we ever? We're not miners.
If you get sold the dream of the sea glows and it's, you know, things that whales eat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Internationalist Podcast. Millsy, how are you, mate?
Oh, I'm doing very well. We have a new studio. We have a new location. We have our
Yet
mics
again,
back. I
yet
have a
again,
pork
a
with
new
me
studio.
now.
Hello.
Yet again, a new studio. This is chopping and changing every week at this point. There's a serious lack of continuity going on, eh?
But we are at episode 6. I want to say this will be
Six?
published episode 6.
Yeah,
Six
six
of the
is
podcast, yeah.
That's the official count, which
It is the
we're
official
looking
count.
at.
You know, we're getting through them. 6 weeks of
How,
podcast, by the way. That's not a bad effort
it's
from us.
I know we've been consistent. We're doing well, but the bigger question is, how are you doing after 3 days of continuous driving?
I'm tired, man. I'm tired. No, I'm not as bad anymore. I've been here for what, four days now. But when I got here, man, I was wrecked. It took so after I dropped pork off at the airport on Wednesday morning, I drove Sydney to Gympie, which is about 14 hours. It's a
We'll get that
big
on a
day.
map.
Oh yeah, we'll get that on a map. That's a fair journey. And then the day after that, I did Gympie to just south of Townsville, which was about 12 or
That
something
was
like that.
nuts. We were
Yeah, that was a
watching,
big day.
so we were at the rugby, Pork and we were like, oh, he's gonna stop. 3 hours later, he's still driving, and this is like
Still
what
going.
10:30.
Oh, to be fair, at that point I was an hour behind you, so I think I stopped at 9:30 local time. But yeah, I was. I cracked on. I cracked on pretty well. I was thinking to myself as I was driving. It got to like mid afternoon. I was like, I'm wrecked here. I'm gonna have to I'll do another couple hours and then I'm gonna go to bed. Couple of big tunes came on, bit of Dire Straits, pushed me through another hour, and then I was just trying to find somewhere to stay and I couldn't find anywhere. But I'll tell you one thing I forgot about completely. Gave me the fright of my life when I went in. Cane toads.
Ah, the
I
old
com-
faithful.
I completely forgot they were a thing, and I pulled into one of these rest stops and I went to go to the bathroom, and I've turned the corner and I've walked straight in. There's bugs everywhere and whatever, but they're fine. They're just doing their thing, and I've turned around the corner and there's like 7 cane toads just looking at me. Fright of my life, man. I just wasn't expecting to see them. They're ugly things as well, man. They really are. They really
Yeah,
are.
it's an invasive. They're a real problem. They're a
Well,
real
yeah,
problem.
they are. But Pork, how are you, mate? Doing well?
doing good. Nah, better that I'm back in Melbourne, honestly.
Oh, out of Sydney.
He's back on hello ground. He's
Yeah,
back. He's back to
home
being.
turf.
Yeah, he can feel alive once more.
I'll be honest. After I know we did the Oh, actually, I don't know if it made the video because the audio might have been cooked. But when we put Sydney in the travel wall, and you gave it, I can't remember what you gave it, and I gave it something a little bit higher. I now agree,
Yeah,
man. It
yeah,
sucks. It sucks.
yeah. We got to dig this up, and we got to do a cut back how you defended Sydney Airport,
The
which we
trains in
don't.
the airport is fabulous, and also
Yes.
their public transport system in general is far better than ours. There's a really good city loop. All the trains are double deckered, so you can fit twice as many people on them. It is so much more efficient than public transport in Melbourne. I don't dislike it. I don't mind it that much.
I do, do you know what? I hold my hands up. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. It sucks, man. It sucks. However, there are two slightly redeemable factors when it comes to Sydney. Number one was the price of a pint of Guinness,
Being,
$13.
it's an odd number.
It is an odd number, but they're $15 in Melbourne normally, which is still an odd number,
That's
but it's a
true.
higher odd number. And also,
This is true.
all the mobile speed cameras, all the cars that sit on the side of the road and record your speed, they're all marked. So they've all got signs in front of them and on top of them that tell you where they are. So if you get caught
Now we're
out,
talking.
you're an idiot. But also, every single traffic light has about 3 signs for red light and speed cameras, and it's every intersection, man. It's every intersection. Their emissions must be through the roof because there's no element of just maintaining a reasonable pace. It sucks,
So
man.
you're
It
telling
sucks.
me if you get a speeding fine or any type of fine, then you're an idiot.
Yeah, in Sydney, yeah.
Like it's an actual skill.
Yeah, it's tricky because they signpost it. There are a lot of them, but they signpost it very clearly.
It's not
So-
just the speed cameras and the amount of time that they give to you to prepare for it. It's also they have like really narrow roads,
Yeah.
so it's actually kind of hard to speed.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of pointless. Like when
European roads.
after I dropped you off at the airport, Pork, it genuinely took me an hour, probably a little bit more, to get out of Sydney and onto a motorway. And I was bumper to bumper like the whole time. Horrible joint. Anyway, moving on. Pork, what's on the agenda for us today, mate?
So this week we're gonna introduce a little new segment. We're gonna have a bit of a show and tell.
New segment means new segment introduction as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
New segment art.
organize something there. But yeah, show and tell. I heard Millsy, I think you've got something for us.
Alrighty. Well, this week we're going to currency collection. Now, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be delivering in show and tell because I don't think I've done a show and tell since like year 7.
Year
I remember
7.
we did show and
You
tell
did a
in
show
year
and tell in
7.
year 7. That's late. I don't think I've done a show and
Yeah,
tell since about year
no.
3.
We had a subject called Explore with Mr. Yeah. And we had to bring in like something and talk about it, like show and tell. And we got it. We got marked on this, man.
So if you bought like
Yeah.
a stuffed toy, you got failed.
No, like anything went.
There you go.
I don't, but yeah, anyway. So this week we have a bit of a currency collection from our travels. We have everything from very prized possession at the moment. We got some Ukrainian currency, which it's actually an interesting currency.
Yeah, that's not a bad one, is it?
But
Any
you got to think.
idea what that's sort of worth in Australian?
Well, this is kind of the funny thing. So this is West African franc. There's 2,000 of them.
Yeah.
Here, it's 50 cents.
Yeah.
Like it probably costs more to print, but for 2,000, I can get like my day's food.
Yeah. Chase
Like,
chips and mate. It's just
Yeah, like it depends where you go. Like you got the Sao Tome Dobra, and 5 Dobras. It's like I swear the paper's worth more than the currency
Mhm.
because it's actually not even paper. It's actually quite a nice currency. But yeah, we got all sorts, and it's just I guess today's point of the show and tell is that the currencies actually normally tell you quite a lot about a country. Like here we got Ghana, we got the founding fathers of the country. Australia, amazingly, I don't have any Australian currency on me. Let me have a look.
Me neither, actually.
Oh, I do actually. We got 50. I don't know who this person is, but they must be important.
Well, yeah, it is interesting to see who and what people of those countries and nations value enough to stick on their currencies. I know what's the $10 note here? Is it Banjo Patterson?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is. We got
and obviously most of Britain's is the Queen. Although they'll have to be changed. They'll be in the works of changing that now, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Building on this, I think I got my first coin which had the king on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I certainly don't have any.
50-cent piece, one of them. Don't know how I feel about it, so I should probably move countries.
That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? That would be
I think it's dangerous to carry.
Do you know what you should do? Is you should throw a dart at a dartboard with a map on it, and that could decide which country you'd move to.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I might adopt it and also now take the dartboard with me to like, I don't know, on the train or to the city and start throwing darts in random spots.
I like it. I like it. I think it could be an interesting one for the viewers at home.
I think it should be. Yeah, I think I might have to do it since we're being so creative here.
I think you certainly should.
True, because this is episode 6, so this doesn't come out till Friday.
Yeah.
Which is actually like day 12 at that point.
Yeah, for the viewers that don't know, Millsy has actually done that idea. That's what we're joking about. He started an Instagram account called Wandering Luca. Go give it a follow. Basically, the concept is we don't know where we're moving in Europe anymore.
Yeah.
Slovenia was the big one, and now we're kind of going, let's have a little bit of fun with this. Yeah, let's have a little bit of fun with this. So Millsy's been throwing darts at a dartboard with a world map on it for the last couple of days. So
we'll get your video up.
Yeah, we will. We'll throw in a clip here.
Day 9 of throwing a dart at the dartboard until we reach 100,000 followers. So we haven't reached 100,000 followers yet, but if we had, we would be moving to Cuba. Don't just watch, follow to make this happen.
Yeah, but when he gets to 100,000 followers on that account, that dart, the day that he does it, will determine where we go. So if you guys want to have any input into where we go, make sure you go and follow, because we're all going.
Yeah,
it's got a lot. It's a lot
if
of.
If we land in Africa, we're in Africa.
Exactly that. It's got a lot of potential to be a really interesting one. So make sure you're following along with that. Go give him a follow on that. It should be a very interesting outcome at the very least.
Now,
speaking.
Go.
Yes. No. Pork. Continue, my friend. Continue.
Because like show and tell is over. No more
show and tell is over.
Let's do some telling.
Speaking of good places to move.
Alrighty.
We're going to move on to the travel wall.
It's back.
The travel wall. It is back.
It's back.
Just like us.
Every week.
Every Friday.
We are here every Friday at 5 p.m. What have you got for us this week, Pork?
I want your wrap on Amsterdam.
I'll let you start this because you know my feelings to this.
I do know your feelings on it, and we don't share the same feelings on this one. Look, when you think of incredible European cities, it doesn't get anywhere close to them. It doesn't.
Good.
But as far as I'm concerned, when you think of horrific European cities, I don't think it hits those either. So it's a bit of a middle of the barrel one for me. Beer's good. Netherlands is nice. Blatantly, a lot of the Netherlands is nice. Very flat. If you like riding your bike, Netherlands is the place for you. Personally, the football there is reasonable. The beer there is reasonable. It's a pretty aesthetic city. I don't mind it. For me, it's a middle of the park sort of thing. For me, I think I hit it with something like a C.
All right. Are you sure you want to stick by this so it won't turn into a Sydney job?
No. Look, if it does, I'll put my hands up again. But from my memory of it, and granted this was a fair while ago now, but from my memory of it, I didn't dislike it as much as you're about to tell us that you do. So please do enlighten us as to your thoughts on this.
First of all, I'll invite everyone to come back at episode 30 after Ethan's been again. And when he says, hey, remember Sydney? How I was wrong about that? Oh, yeah, Amsterdam. Also wrong about that. I'm sorry. Great public transport network. The airport's not that flash, but great transport network to get around on.
The transport is good.
And people are nice. But I'm sorry, but Amsterdam's just feral. There's nothing like as far as European cities go, like you've got class, not a city, like Paris has the poor classless areas, if you want to put it like that. But there's also a lot of like high wealth individuals in Paris.
Yes, yeah.
Be like Amsterdam, it's just dirty. Like you walk down the main streets, it's dirty, it smells. You walk down the back streets, it's dirty, it smells.
Yeah, you're
It's-
not
It's
wrong.
not
It
a
does.
well-governed city.
It does smell. It does smell.
It's just kind of a free-for-all. I feel like people. Oh, we were out at like 10:30, 11 o'clock one night, just going between bars, and there were just people roaming the streets like crackheads. And it's like, sure, it happens in every city, but this city, because you know that that's what is there, it's just that much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough. You're
And
not. Yeah.
my biggest pet peeve here in this city, and we're not doing pet peeves, but there's a house, right, that people are encouraged to go visit as a tourist attraction. And I think the person wrote a book.
Mhm.
I rocked up and it was empty. There's nothing in the house. It's just plaques on the wall.
Yeah, not really what you want to say. Look,
That's
by-
-1 for the city.
look, by no means am I saying it's fabulous. I don't think I had the same experience as you, Alan, when I was a little bit younger. So there's potentially definitely parts that I missed, and maybe when we do go back, I will whinge and moan about it. But from my recollection, I don't recall it being horrific. But I don't
Anyway,
recall.
I'm
it
going to
being
hit it with
brilliant.
an. Is E the second lowest level?
No. D's the
What's
second
lowest
lowest. E is the they shouldn't fly to this city as far as you're concerned.
Oh, yeah. All right, D, because sometimes you got to get a train through there.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a D.
All right, a D and a C for Amsterdam. Pork, what's
Either
next
way,
for us,
it's
mate?
not passing.
Oh, either way,
Ne-
it's not great.
Next is Brussels.
Jesus, this is going to be a slaughter show. I'm going to sound like a
Oh.
bad person.
No. Listen, I know that you and I think exactly the same thing about this. If I could summarize it in one word, quite simply, not scathing, just one word: boring, bro.
And
It's
disappointing
so-
for a
it's
capital
so,
city.
It's so dull. I remember going, and if you have a burning desire to go see a statue of a little boy having a was, perfect. If
Yeah.
you're a normal human being and that's not the center of your world, don't go, because that's the
Yeah.
extent of what there is to see there.
Yeah, I guess to build off that, it's not only boring, but there's a better city 20 minutes away called Ghent.
Yeah,
And we're going to get an overlay photo put up here of Ghent. It is naturally beautiful, well connected, lively, and there's actually stuff to do because it's a university town. It should be the capital. I
Yeah.
will suggest a referendum to the people.
I can't even lie. It might be harsh. There's no point going.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
an
point
E.
going.
I'm giving
It is
it an
an
E.
It is an E because they should stop flights to the city because there's no point going and there's nothing to do. Stop
Yeah,
flights
they
there,
should move
fly it again. And if you've got a burning desire to see a naked boy, statue of a naked boy, just to clarify, get the train to the city. Get the train to Brussels. If you really want to do it, get the train to Brussels. If not,
That's
that you shouldn't be flying there.
Or go to
Or
like, I don't know, a museum which has a statue of a boy pissing.
Maybe it's got a photo of the statue of the boy, because it's
Google
the
it.
same. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It really is just the same thing. So you ease all around on that one. Pork,
Don't go to Brussels.
don't go to
Alright.
Brussels.
Actually, if you're vegetarian, go to Brussels.
But don't fly there.
But don't fly there because that's bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Milan is the next city.
Jesus, he's hitting triple whammy here.
He's in low.
You can take
here.
it. Do you want to take it away here?
Again, underwhelming, man. I really think it's just underwhelming. You don't get, when you go somewhere like Rome in Italy, or you go down south to the Amalfi Coast, there's that sense of it being Italian. There's a sense of culture and history and heritage, which I just didn't feel when I went to Milan. And there are some cool parts there. The San Siro is a fantastic stadium, but it's getting redone, so it's not there for that much longer. But it's just meh. You know, it just doesn't have that same feel that so much of Italy does, which is why so many people love traveling to Italy.
Yeah. Well, I know you've seen the video that I showed you where you can see it's one of the few cities in Italy which has like the old town mixed in with skyscrapers.
Yeah.
When you think of Italy, you do not think of skyscrapers.
No, not
If
at
someone
all.
says New York City, you think tall buildings, Central
Times
Park.
Square. Yeah.
When someone says Italy, you think of small, low-level buildings which are really old.
Like cobbled streets and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a highway with skyscrapers either side and then a random castle.
No.
But overall, look, they've got 4 airports, great airports. And the city has good food. It's
Yeah.
well connected, got a metro and all that. So I can't
look,
give
it's
it
in-
like I
it's in
can't
a
go
reasonable
too
spot.
low. But as far as Italian cities, the grand Italian cities, it's a
Yeah.
C.
I think that's the big one, and I think I'm going to agree with you on it being a C. It's underwhelming and disappointing in terms of Italian.
Yeah, like
In
because
ter- in-
you got Rome.
Yeah, brilliant. And the thing is, if you adopt a style that's kind of like what they did in Prague, where on one side of the river you've got the old town, on one side of the river you've got the new town,
Yeah.
it's a bit different because you can really immerse yourself in what once was. But when
It
you go
works.
to Milan, you can't because you might see some beautiful houses and you turn around a corner and there's a Four Seasons and you're just kind of like,
What's going on?
What's
going on?
exactly. So no, I agree. You're gonna hit me. I'm gonna hit you with a C on that one as well.
Yeah.
Pretty low week in terms of the travel wall.
Yeah, he
on
didn't
that
really
one.
give us, not giving it, yeah, travel made a comeback for
Not
us
a
to
lot to
bag
play
3
with.
cities.
Oh, basically, yeah. But
I guess
travel
that's the
just-
mixed bag. That's the bag we get this
Well,
week.
exactly that, and we can't whinge too much about it, really, can we?
Well, we've been to all of them, mate.
We have, and I guess
Which
actually
is
we are
pretty good.
whinging about them. So
Yeah.
but
Anyway.
no, you're exactly right. We have been to them, so there's not, at least we can sit here and say that. Speaking of going elsewhere, if you boys don't mind, I would like to get into the news.
Fire away. What do you
Now,
got in the news?
Qantas. I'm sure both
Now.
of you have heard of Qantas,
The flying kangaroo themselves.
the flying kangaroo themselves, due to strife over the last year. From what I was reading, the value of the company over the last 12 months dropped by $384 million, which in terms of Qantas, obviously, they're still an incredibly wealthy company, but that's a big number. That is a big number. And a lot of it, so I think it was last episode, we mentioned the increase in fuel prices from them.
Yep.
Backlash, man. A lot of backlash on it. And there's been a lot of backlash regarding their rewards program. A lot of customers saying that they've earned all these points and they're ready to go on holiday and they're ready to use them, but there's no flights available for them. So something they've done is they have actually increased the amount of members' seats by 20 million over the year. So 20 million more seats for their members to be able to buy tickets on. But from what I read, and I could be wrong on this, we may need a fact check either now or to throw in the edit later on. But I believe the membership is becoming more expensive because of it. So they're still mucking around with it a little bit, but they've been doing more. Not just playing around with memberships, they've also dropped change in prices to New Zealand quite considerably. Actually, I'll get the numbers up for you all. So these are economy return from Sydney, Brisbane, or Melbourne to Auckland. You're looking at $550 return. Sydney,
Oh,
Brisbane,
yeah.
or Melbourne to Christchurch, 570. Brisbane to Wellington, 570. Melbourne to Queenstown, 580. Adelaide to Auckland at 670, which actually isn't horrific.
But you know what I'm going to say.
Oh, mate, there's so many places around the world that you can go for less
For that
than.
much return. Yeah.
Less than, yeah. I mean, what did we paid $440 return to go to Vietnam?
Yeah.
I'd rather spend $440 and go to Vietnam.
And my hotel for the week was $300, 5-star. So like, it's pretty much for the same price. Your flights and a hotel.
Exactly. However, it does not stop there.
Give us some excitement. Give us some. Bring it on.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's that much excitement for us because none of us have ever been to Papua New Guinea, as far as I'm aware. No.
Why would we ever? We're not minors.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So none of us have been, so this doesn't really affect us. But first time in 50 years, Qantas have opened a direct flight from Sydney to PNG. Previously, everywhere else you had to stop in at Brisbane before you could go. But
Figured
they're
it
finally
out. They put 20 million member seats on the path for
To fly
Sydney
to
to
Papua New
PNG
Guinea.
because
Yeah,
they won't have to
exactly.
take any passengers, but they can say they're offering it.
Exactly. No, but yeah. So I believe the first time in 50 years, if I read it correctly, that route has been opened. So a couple of big changes from actually, sorry, there's one more thing I saw just before as I was confirming some of my numbers. Lots coming from Qantas this week. Just dropped a 72-hour flash sale. So by the time this goes up, you'll have missed it. Not particularly helpful.
Thanks for that useful news for us, man.
Not particularly helpful, but they have dropped a 72-hour flash sale. The lowest flight cost, I believe, being about $100. So not bad, but lots of changes having to come out of them. Clearly, they've copped quite a lot of backlash, and obviously they've seen a big drop in their numbers to drop a value of 380 odd million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. So clearly they've had to. Clearly they're fixing a lot of stuff up at the moment.
So since you've been doing all this Qantas news this week and you're not even sponsored by Qantas, can you tell us what it stands for?
No, I can't. I actually can't. No, I actually can't. I've got not a clue.
Queensland and Northern Territory Air Service.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not pulling your leg on this.
No, mate, it makes
Paul,
sense.
do you want to fact check me here?
Yeah, I'll do some looking.
There you go.
We're going to do an all counter this week.
I think we could still get an counter in.
Yeah, we got the three there.
There's been enough. But no, I thought, I think an interesting response to obviously a not so successful year, a lot of changes.
My big question for you then, coming after all this analysis, would you fly Qantas?
No.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
But you get what I mean? Like they're doing all this to respond. But they're still like 4th, 5th, 6th choice on the airline run.
100%, and there are a lot of reasons. There are a lot of reasons behind that. Comfort being a big one, and I think these are potentially steps in the right direction for them. But the only reason that they're steps in the right direction is because they've stepped so far in the wrong direction.
Yeah, like it's you lost $300 million. It's pretty good, easy to come back from.
Yeah,
you're doing something.
So clearly they need them, but yeah.
I'm going to move along to a Qantas adjacent bit of work. Research and news for this week comes out of the Maldives, which I know is a destination of many carriers. There's a famous sea in the Maldives which glows at night. Now you guys can Google it. It's called the Sea of Stars. We'll get a photo up and overlay it here. But pretty much, it's attracting a lot of tourists, and people are going to the Maldives to see the sea glowing at night. But a couple of scientists, they're marine biologists, So very qualified people have gone out after the reports, and they've revealed that it's just plankton, bioluminescent
Yeah.
plankton. And so the Maldives has been selling this, like, their PR team was like, awesome, the ocean glows, and has been putting it on posters saying that the water lights up at night. And now it's kind of being debunked and making them kind of look semi like fools, because people are
Yeah.
booking these really expensive flights to see plankton.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd still be pretty cool. Like, it'd look sick at night. But I feel
It
like, yeah,
does.
if you get sold the dream of the sea glows, and it's, things that whales eat.
Oh, the better catch but is if you book it they only glow in the monsoon season when tourists aren't even there.
There you go.
But yeah, anyway, my news is short this week. But if you want to see the ocean glow, go to the Maldives.
Interesting.
I actually have a feeling. I have a couple ready for you.
All right. So this is rapid fire then.
Nation trivia. Do we want to do rapid fire or do we want to start?
We best do rapid fire.
Let's do rapid fire. Let's not let this draw out.
Yeah. Let's keep it reasonable time frame for the ladies and gentlemen.
All right, go Paul. How many have we got? 3, 4?
We have 6. Actually.
6. All right, let's go. Rapid.
Let's go. Get them on.
All right. Highest consumption of seafood per capita.
Japan.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's brilliant. I'm just gonna go Australia. I know there's a lot of seafood that gets eaten, but I think he's right with Japan, to be honest.
Unfortunately, not. It's Iceland.
That makes sense.
Dried fish. That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. All right, next.
Go.
All right, you're looking for the biggest fish caught on record.
Like
in terms of
Yeah.
what?
What country was it caught in?
Oh,
man.
See, so here's my thought process is obviously you get the Greenland shark, the monster of a thing.
Let's go with Australia.
Nah, it's not. It's definitely not Australia.
Oh, actually,
Okay.
Brazil.
Yeah, it'd be up there.
Amazon River or something.
I'm gonna go Greenland for the Greenland shark. I don't know if it's the biggest, but it'll be up there.
Unfortunately, Millsy had it right, but he gave it up. It was a great white caught in Australia.
Really? How big?
Yeah, it was 1.2 ton.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a big fish. Wowee. All right. Wow. 1.2 tons. Oh, I hit it to the
Damn it,
next
I
one.
should have stuck. Go.
That's crazy.
The Greenland shark actually was up there as well. Anyway,
Yeah.
you're looking for the highest total meat consumption per capita.
USA.
Or
Germany
would be up
Brazil
there,
and
though.
Argentina mission.
Oh, true. Germany would be up there, though.
Per capita.
I think Germany would be up there. Australia would be up there as well, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick myself here if it's like Brazil, Argentina, but I'll go with America.
I'm gonna go. Is seafood included in that, or are we talking specifically?
It'd be
Just meat consumption in general. So yeah, I guess
Australia.
All right, it's actually Hong Kong.
such a small pot.
Nowhere near. We were nowhere near on that one.
We'll let that slide.
Next is lowest life expectancy.
Oh,
It's a bit of a dreary one, but
Yemen.
Yeah, that'd be up there. I'm thinking somewhere
You
Africa.
mean down there?
Whichever, bro.
It's up there for us.
Depends which way you look at it. You know, if I'm upside down, it is. Ethiopia. Why not?
It's actually Chad. They went to.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Dry
Um,
West Africa. Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
We're shooting blanks here, man.
Oh, it's a shocker from us this week.
Like we could have had one.
You got two more.
Oh my god.
Country with highest life expectancy.
I think that
Sweden.
is Japan.
All right, we can go with a quick one there. Hong Kong again, and they're averaging about 85 years.
That's not bad.
Small pot bias there.
Japan is third, to be fair.
Yeah.
The rice diet. Anyway,
Good book.
Oh,
last one. Highest percentage of dog ownership.
Ooh.
Better not be Hong Kong.
Yeah,
It's not. I can't give that.
Percentage of dog ownership.
Who has a lot of dogs?
No, see, I think it's going to be somewhere. Obviously, you use dogs a lot in farming as well as household. I think Australia would be up there because you use a lot of cattle dogs, but a lot of people have dogs in their homes as well.
New Zealand.
New Zealand is a really good shout. I'm going to go Australia, but New Zealand's a really good shout. I think it's going to be
how
that
about Argentina?
sort of nation, though. Yeah.
Go. I'll lock in
Thank you.
Argentina.
Oh, I'm
Good
gonna
try,
take
Ethan.
I'm gonna,
Oh,
Yeah.
did you lock in?
no, yeah. Let's say I said Australia. Yeah.
All right. Well, Ethan, you were close. Australia's third.
Yeah.
They've got 24% of their population with dogs.
All right.
But Hungary takes the cake with 28%.
Would not have got that.
What's second?
Brazil.
Yeah.
You went on a bad one there, Millsy. Poor week from us, mate.
That's
Really
fair.
poor week
0-6.
from us. Wow. Wow, that is poor.
It's not very respectable.
That's really poor.
Well,
Wow.
on that terrible
disappointment.
of our horrible knowledge, we'll see you all next week at 5 p.m. on Friday. We'll also see you Monday and probably Wednesday, all at 5 p.m. But make sure you subscribe, like, do everything across all the platforms, and we'll have a giveaway potentially coming up by the time that you see all this.
Very potentially. And also, don't forget to go give Millsy's new Instagram a follow, Wandering Luca. There'll be a link in the
We're gonna link it
description.
all.
Yeah, so that you
And if
guys
you're
can
on
be a part of the
Spotify,
journey.
add to the stars things. Don't be lazy. Like, go
Yeah,
in there and press the 5 stars.
give us some ratings on Spotify, please, and thank you. No, thank you guys very much for your support. As per usual, we do really appreciate it. And we shall see you next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.